Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dion and I am so sorry that I missed last week. I got my wisdom teeth taken out on Tuesday, and for some reason I was like, by Thursday I'll be fine. I'll be able to get out my Met Gala video, and I was in so much pain. I just did not feel like being on camera with half my face swollen. This week I am doing a long-awaited video, which is a renovation vlog. I mentioned that in February I bought a house with my boyfriend and we're doing some renovations. This summer I really wanted to focus on the garden, so that is what this video is going to be. We're getting our kitchen done, we're doing a couple of other things, but this vlog will be all about what I'm doing to the front yard. I want to make a kitchen garden, and I also want to turn my front lawn into a native wildlife habitat with all native plants from southeastern Connecticut. So it's been a lot of hard work, really fun. Basically, me in the present, this is filmed right now in May, is just gonna kind of walk you through this vlog because it's a lot of clips and it starts all the way back in March. So if you like not only sustainable fashion, but sustainable living, then definitely make sure to subscribe to this channel because we'll be doing a lot more gardening and house renovation and thrifting for furniture type of videos soon. I'm so excited for it. And with that, let's get into it. My main project is the outside. So I want to turn my yard into a native wildlife habitat. And first thing I need to do is tear out the grass. Right now there is Kentucky bluegrass in my lawn. Despite the name, Kentucky bluegrass is actually not native to the Americas, so definitely have to get rid of that. I have my native grass seed, creeping red fescue. I'm very excited because tomorrow I am renting a tiller from Home Depot, but they're the only place around me that rents equipment. And I'm going to till up my lawn. But first, I have to rake it all. So I'm going to wake up in the morning around like 7 a.m., rake. I have to go to a Home Depot that's like 40 minutes away because my local Home Depot didn't have anything to rent. Get the tiller, come back, and till up the lawn. I don't know how long it's going to take me to rake everything. I don't really know how things are going to go. I'm not sure, if I'm honest, you guys, but I'm excited for it. This summer, I want the kitchen and the yard to be done. We need a fence, we need to rip up the grass, I need to build my garden beds and then actually start planting things. So I have a lot of steps. I made an entire PowerPoint of each step and how much it's gonna cost and how much I'm gonna need. On the front end of this whole project has been hours of research. I have a ton of books. I have a few websites I can recommend to find what is native in your area, and it is so hard to find accurate information because different websites will tell you different things, and just because you see it everywhere in that area does not mean it's native. A great example is that I wanted blue hydrangeas in front of my house because it's a coastal house in New England, so why wouldn't I have blue hydrangeas in front of it? And I found out that despite the pH, it has nothing to do with the pH in the soil, there are no blue hydrangeas native to the Americas. Yes, blue hydrangeas, or hydrangeas that can turn blue based on the pH of the soil, can grow in America in the same way a date palm from Morocco can grow in Miami, but that does not mean that it is native. I got into a big TikTok fight about this. I highly recommend having like multiple sources that you cross-reference. I was using the National Wildlife Foundation, the Ladybird Wildlife Foundation, and UConn's Agricultural Biodiversity Department. So I could cross-reference. I had to appear on more than one of those saying it's native because sometimes one of the sources would say one thing, and yeah, so lots of research, and I really want to be super strict on only things that are native to southeastern Connecticut, growing in the ground. In my garden beds, that will be a different thing because it's not going to go into the soil of like the earth and the environment around me, but what's actually growing into the earth, is only going to be native to Connecticut. So that took a ton of research, and I have a list of plants that I am going to purchase, but I'm not even there yet. Right now it's March 13th, and we've had a few 50-degree days, and I think it's time that the soil is finally soft enough where I can till it, and I want to get started as fast as I can so I can have my lawn and have the grass start growing, and that will look great. I already bought some planter wall blocks from Lowe's to do my garden beds. I got inspired from a couple of these TikToks that I'll post here.
All you need for this project are these planter wall blocks from Home Depot and some wood. Each block holds a 2x6 board. We stack ours too high, so we use 2x12. Here is a bed that we built last summer, and you can see it is held up great.
They stack easily and are already slotted for the wood. They also have a small hole in the middle so you can rebar them in place, which is so nice for the foundation of this.
I miscounted because I'm bad at math. I need 4 more planter blocks, but I have to go to Lowe's anyway to get wood cut. I think I need 48 4-foot wood planks, but I was wrong last time as well, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just round it up to 50 for good measure and have a couple of extra. But my goal tomorrow is to get the front yard done, to till. I have the tiller for 24 hours, and if anything, maybe I can do the backyard and the side yard in the morning on Saturday. When I return the tiller, I'm probably just gonna go rent like an overseeder, because I have the seed, and that way I can just get everything seeded and watered and everything. But that's the general game plan. Good morning. Today's the day. I want to get some little gloves because it's like 40 degrees outside, plus to work my hands from the rake. I'm ready to go. All right, friends, so this is what we're working with. All of this is Kentucky bluegrass and needs to get torn up and replaced. But first, as you can see, there's leaves and stuff, so I'm gonna rake all of this. Here are my little planter blocks I was talking about. I need to get 4 more for that area, so I can then do 4-foot long little planks in between everything. Alrighty, raked the front yard. Didn't take me too long, but look how much debris there was. So all of this is gonna go into the garden beds as the first layer. My alarm just went off, so it's time to go drive 40 minutes to get the tiller.
It's sunshine, I got rain. I saw her thing. I didn't really mean to hurt you. I didn't want to see you go. I knew that I was blind.
Hello. I'm picking up a tiller for rent.
Mantis tiller?
Yes. Yes. Sorry, could you show me that top to bottom just so I remember when I get home?
On and off switch up here.
Okay, cool.
This is gonna be a choke on. Give yourself a couple pumps with that. Once it's been running, and then you shut it off just to, pick up a rock or whatever. You don't have to pump it. You don't have to choke it, but just to get it started, after a little while.
Okay.
Pull that back, give it a crank. Yank it, it'll start up. Push it back. Because right now it was just running, so all I have to do is pull it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Hi, can I have 2 sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffins, please?
I'll give you butter.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Thank you so much. You as well.
I had it going, and then I stopped to stop the camera, and now I can't get it going again. And my neighbor's out there, and I'm kind of embarrassed because I hate being a girl that doesn't know how to do mechanical things. Well, a guy is watching me, and he's like working on his car, so he really knows what he's doing, and he's nice. Oh. I hate being helpless. So here's everything I just raked up. And here's what the lawn looks like. Basically exactly the same, if not better and cleaner. Couple things. First of all, I just saw 2 wild rabbits playing. So cute. And secondly, I think my machine ran out of gas because I didn't put gas in it. I just used the gas that was left over. But the people who lived here before had some gas. I don't know if gas expires. Do fossil fuels expire, or do they get better with age, like a fine wine? So I put it in there. I've never used one of these gas canisters before. And I'm a little, there's a plane. Yeah, a bit nervous about it exploding. I'm definitely gonna have to go over this again to till it. I don't know if I should go slower. I don't know how to work this, but I'm not gonna ask, especially a man. So, what do y'all think that means? All right, it's many hours later. I came home for about an hour and a half. I had another cup of coffee, went back to the new place at 3:30, and then I just got back. It is almost 7. I tilled again, raked again, and then Alex came and he helped me till and rake the last little bit, and it's almost there. But I'm gonna till it one more time tomorrow morning and rake. Exciting news. It's officially springtime in New England because I saw 2 wild rabbits and a deer on my way home, and I got a sunburn. Hello friends. I want to recap basically the past couple days. So on Sunday, I came back here, I tilled and raked the front lawn again. Then I dropped off the tiller and picked up an overseeder. And then Alex and I overseeded the front lawn twice over. We didn't super know how much we should do it. Yesterday, it rained a ton, but I also gave it a good watering to check up on it. And obviously I returned the overseeder that day. I'm tracking prices and everything of what things are costing me and the step-by-step process in my little PowerPoint. That way I feel like I can give everyone a concise breakdown of how we're renovating this lawn in maybe a different video. This is more vlog style. I feel like once I'm quote done with it, then I can be this is what we did, in what order, the mistakes we made, what plants we bought, how much everything cost. I brought JJ here with me because I feel like I'm gonna be here for a couple hours and we're just gonna be hanging, so why not? I did a good amount of research on what wood to use for my garden beds. The best recommended was cedar because it lasts the longest, but honestly it's really expensive. And I saw a bunch of people use pine and fir. So I got kiln dried Douglas fir. You want to make sure it's kiln dried and not treated wood. That treatment can get into your soil and into your plants and stuff like that. So you want untreated kiln dried Douglas fir, or at least that's what I got. I got 24 planks of 2x6 by 8s, and I had them cut them in half. The lady at Lowe's, when I told her that was the plan, she was like, oh my God, Bill is gonna kill himself, who was the wood shop guy. And I was like, okay, sorry. Then I hauled them all back here yesterday on Monday. Honestly, it took me an hour just to get these from my garden back. And I also got the last 4 planter blocks to build the garden beds. I got my sealant because you want to seal wood, which is why I started this clip. You want to seal the wood so it lasts a lot longer, but you don't want a chemical sealant. So I got an all natural sealant. It's a 100% tung oil. QT Hopes, this a organic-y homesteading blog recommended this one. I got good reviews and stuff, and I got it from Paint Supply. I honestly don't remember what I paid for it, but this is what I got. And we're going to coat front and back all, okay, sir. We're gonna coat front and back all of these wood planks. Oh, and my boyfriend went to Costco because I was using his work gloves when we were doing the tilling, and he doesn't really like it when I use his stuff because I usually lose it or destroy it, which is very, very fair. And he got me my own set of garden gloves. He goes, I'm so happy they came in pink. So it was a 2-pack. He got these pink and orange ones, which is my favorite color combination ever. And then he got me another, they're out in the shed, pink and green ones, which is probably my second favorite color combination ever. So I was like, gag. This is what I use to protect my hands. Bringing in the wood, they're hydro hide, if anyone's a Costco member, and I'm gonna use them to protect my hands. Even though this is all natural and stuff, I just don't want to be oily and grimy. And I'm using a microfiber cloth that was left here from the previous owners. I think they suggested a rag, so microfiber might not even be the best thing to use, but here I am. Alrighty, it's about 3.5 hours later. I have sealed 48 planks of wood. I went through my entire thing of the oil. Good, I had like just the perfect amount. I put these all up because it said to like wipe off the excess so any excess could like drip and so it could dry properly. Woo! That project is done. So as you saw from the previous clips, I cured all of the wood so it's nice and weather sealed. I already have my planter blocks, so it's just time to set things up. The ground isn't totally leveled. So I'm just gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. Some people set up the beds, put cardboard down, and then start their like compost soil thing. Some people do like a chicken wire to keep critters and weeds out. So again, I feel like I'm just gonna have to wait and see in the moment like what I'm gonna need. So the first thing we're gonna do is assemble the garden beds, and then we're just gonna go from there. See if I need to trench the beds to make them more leveled, and see just what I want to do because there's gravel. It's just like, it's kind of a weird area. I have all of these roses that are going to be basically the first layer of compost in the garden beds. And then I have all that grass debris that you guys saw from the previous clips that's going to go on top. We're going to water it down so it pats down and gets really nice and matted. Then I have like 2.5 bags full of compost from my loamy, as well as like all the soil that has a ton of compost in it. All right, friends, it's a few days later. I went ahead and ordered all the seeds that I need for the flowers that are going along the fence, and we just booked a fence person, so that is done. We confirmed with our contractor for the kitchen and the basement, so that is done. So making money moves, which is exciting. Sadly, the garden centers near me didn't have the specific seeds that I need. Because I'm being so regionally specific, I don't just want like a packet of goldenrod. I want to make sure it's seaside goldenrod or showy goldenrod. So for the most part, I had to order online because a lot of the garden centers near me had seed packs or just not fully native seeds. What are you doing? What do you want? So that was annoying because I had to order from like 4 different websites. It was really hard to find some of these native plants. Unfortunately, some of them are quite rare, even though they're native to the area because of deforestation and everything. So it was like kind of hard to get them all. And obviously like paying for shipping from 4 different stores added so much cost to the whole process where like seeds are pretty inexpensive. Today I have a plan of action to do things in order because there's kind of an order I have to do things to make it make sense. I need to go to Habitat for Humanity and try to acquire a shovel. My pH soil tester came in. So once I acquire my shovel, I'm going to test the soil in the area where I want to plant my hydrangeas, where I'm gonna plant my wildflowers, and in the backyard just to like see what we're working with and build the rest of my garden beds. Once I build the garden beds with the woody layer of roses and then more of that grass and leaves and compost, I have to remember to bring the compost that I've been making with my loamy over as well. And once I spread, especially the compost out and see how much I have, then I'm going to go to a local farm store, Scott's Farms, because they deliver manure, topsoil, mulch, all of that. And depending on how much compost soil I had, I'm going to possibly get manure, but I'm definitely gonna get topsoil because I don't have any topsoil.
Hey friends. Hi. Can I give you a little butt scratch? Is anyone interested? Is anyone interested in some scratches? Is anyone interested? You're interested, you sweetie boo beauty. And you're peeing. Love that. Nicer.
I'm also going to see if they have any smooth hydrangeas at Scott's Farms. I don't think they do, but I'm gonna check it out, and what sort of vegetable seeds they have, because I also want to sort of, it's still quite cold, but I want to start the vegetable bed process. Now that my beds are gonna be built, I want to have the seeds and maybe start little seedlings indoors. depending on the results of that, I might go to another local farm store, Smith's Acres, which is much bigger. And I know for a fact they have smooth hydrangeas. I want to double check and see if they have swamp roses. I won't get the swamp roses today, but depending on the soil pH of where I want to put the hydrangeas, I may get the smooth hydrangeas today, which is why I need that shovel. Both were a success. Soil's gonna get delivered in the next 30 minutes, and I didn't find any smooth pink hydrangeas, or I found one smooth pink hydrangea, but I want one on each side. And I was gonna do pink, green, pink, green. My boyfriend's favorite are the limelight hydrangeas. So I got 2 limelight hydrangeas, and then I'll be back here a zillion times. Every time I come back here, I'm gonna see if I can find a set of pink smooth hydrangeas. The smooth hydrangeas are the only ones that are native to the United States. Okay, hydrangeas are planted. It was so cute. The woman was like, have you ever planted these before? And I was like, no. She goes, dig it like pot depth and twice as wide. She's like, do you know how your soil is? And I was like, it's like a 6.8 pH. And she was like, look at you. Like, I'm doing my best. I decided I have a lot more space on either side than I thought. So we'll start with these 2 hydrangeas. I'll probably get 2 more plants, and then maybe next year I'll work on ripping up. Or like I'll probably rip up the daffodils and the hyacinths once they die, but I'll let them be here for now, even though they're not native. And now I'm just waiting on my dirt delivery, which was really nice. It was $57 per like scoop, like the massive yard long scoops, and a $40 delivery fee. But I was there like an hour ago. He's gonna come any moment. And they had regular topsoil and garden topsoil that had some compost mixed into it, so I didn't even need to get manure or anything, which was really nice. Alrighty, I got a layer of the dirt down. It is very exhausting moving all this dirt, and I still have to get the wooded layer in these 3 beds. So I went to Ocean State Job Lot, which is a local kind of like Big Lots in New England, and I got a bunch of vegetable seeds for my garden beds, and I want to start the seedlings indoors. So that is what this clip is. All right, it's the next day. It's super bright out because it's noon. Brought JJ here with me. Last time I brought him here, he pooped in the house because he's horrible, but he's here again and he has a haircut. I brought the rest of the roses, and then I went to Ocean State Job Lot to get some seeds, and I brought a bunch of planters over from my balcony so I can start the seedlings indoors, and then okay, this is a lot of the facade of my house, and then plant them because it's gonna be cold this week, so whatever. I'll do a little seed haul. I also just want to take care of my dirt pile, so that will be the first step, and then I'll start planting the seeds. JJ, come garden with me. You've been sitting here for 10 minutes. Finished one bed, did another one, started another half of one. A little bit tired and I'm starting to get cramps. But I think I'm gonna start the seedlings and then I'm gonna head home because JJ is not enjoying his outside time. And I put all the seedlings inside this greenhouse that I used to have on the balcony, like a little plastic one, and had that inside of my new house in front of a window so they could grow in the greenhouse indoors with a lot of sunlight while we still had cold New England weather. This next clip is me planting a raspberry bush. I got this raspberry bush, or I guess plant, 2-3 years ago when I first moved to Connecticut, and I've been growing it on my balcony. I have yet to have a raspberry from it, but I'm not giving up hope. So that is what I'm planting. I plan to have raspberries all along that fence and trellis them, but at this moment I only had the one plant and I just wanted to get a head start because plants are expensive. And eventually I got 2 more little raspberry plants from my local plant shop, and I got U-post and a U-post driver from Ocean State Job Lot. It was like $20 plus $5 a post, and some fishing line to trellis mostly the oldest raspberry plant, but eventually for the other 2 so they can climb up and hopefully kind of make a hedge of raspberries. Alrighty, so I talked to the people at the garden center and it looks like it is okay to keep things outside and start planting outside. We're not gonna have another frost. So I put all of my seedlings outside. I feel like the pumpkin, the cantaloupe, the nasturtiums, I will probably start, in a couple of the garlic, putting into planters this coming week, but I just want to winterize them out here before I shock them into the garden beds. And then I trellised my raspberries. There's one, and then I got 2 more plants. JJ, stop eating the compost.
When the sage brings the rite of spring, morning dove and the sparrows sing. Through the light.
Okay, so I moved a couple of the invasive hyacinths into an empty planter. I also moved some onion seedlings over there. We have chard and nasturtiums spread throughout. We have more nasturtiums, garlic right there, cantaloupe right there, pumpkin over here, and then potatoes I put along there. And everything else is gonna chill out here until it's a little bigger. Okay, this next clip is me building the arches for my garden beds. I want to have 2 arches made out of cattle panels. I saw some people do it on TikTok. I'll post those videos as well.
Let me show you how to build an extremely durable and inexpensive garden arch in less than 30 minutes. All you need are some T-posts, zip ties, and a 16-foot cattle panel. I tried to move the cattle panel by myself, which honestly was a bit tough just because it's so long, but with 2 people it'd be a piece of cake.
Create arches for my tomatoes, my squash, that kind of thing. So I had to rent a truck from U-Haul because my car was not gonna fit 2 12-foot cattle panels, neither was my boyfriend's car. So that was an extra little expense. And then I went and got the panels. All I needed were the panels and some more posts, and I could just put it with my U-Post driver, and it was very, very simple. Alrighty, it's time. The last time I drove a truck was in my state park ranger job, and how do I move this forward? I loved that job, but I hated my coworkers and was thinking about quitting, and then I backed into a golf cart in the brand new truck, got like a scratch about that big on the back of it, and my boss chewed me out like I have never been yelled at before by like my parents, my family, friends, boyfriends. He screamed at me in front of everyone there. So I quit. So that was the last time I drove a truck, which just really bodes well for the situation. Also, this is right next to a strip club. All right. That is complete. Got the cattle panels out. You're wondering why I didn't vlog me driving. Look at this magnolia tree, by the way. It's because I was shitting bricks. I hated that entire process of driving this car, and I'm so excited to give it back. I fastened the trellis onto the post just with these little like wire things that the guy from Tractor Supply gave me. It came with the cattle panels to secure them, but they seemed like very, very secure.
When the sage brings the rite of spring, morning dove and the sparrows sing. Through the light that the sun will bring, reborn.
So next I got all these hydrangeas from my local farm store, but I realized I had a lot more space on either side of our front door to put more hydrangeas. So I ended up putting 4 on each side, 2 lime closest to the door and 2 pink on the outside of the door. And they're all smooth hydrangeas, which are native to the United States, which is very, very hard because those are the only hydrangeas that are native to the United States, despite a lot of people choosing other hydrangeas. But to plant them, I naturally had to get rid of this giant bush. I got rid of a bunch of the hyacinths, as you guys saw in the earlier clips, but I had this huge Japanese bush in front that had to be taken away because it was invasive, and honestly, there was a much better way to do this. All I had was a shovel. If I had a chainsaw or even some clippers, it would have been a lot easier, but I just basically dug the plant out, and it took a very long time. Whew, oh my gosh, I'm sweating. I look crazy. but I've basically gotten rid of the invasive, including that massive bush you guys just saw me tackle. Over here we have some goat's beard, and that is native, so that will be remaining. But I took away a lot of the bleeding hearts, which, though pretty, they are from Japan. I did replant one right here. If it lives, it lives. If it doesn't, I don't care, it's invasive. And all of this is gonna go into my compost. I have to put a bunch of more leaves in it because it's supposed to be 2-part brown, 1 part green. Oh my God, I'm so exhausted. The compost pile I made out of some chicken wire I got from Job Lot. That is also what I'm going to use if I build like a deer fence, but I don't know if I'm going to need that because we're getting in that new fence. I don't know if I mentioned this in the clips now that I think about it, but I decided to rebar the garden beds in place. I don't know if I have any clips of it, just to make them a little bit more secure. So I bought a bunch of rebar. I know I calculated the price, but again, I'm going to do a separate video on like the pricing of everything because I'm not quite done, so I don't know the mistakes we're making or whatever. I got a bunch of rebar for each of the planter block parts of the garden beds. However, because there was a few areas of the garden beds that were built on a previous driveway, I could not put the rebar in. So I happened to have 4 pieces of rebar left over that just like I could not get into the ground for the garden beds, and that is what I used with some chicken mesh around it for the garden compost. I'm not going to put food scraps in it. It's solely for garden waste, and I'm doing like a hot compost method. I can put a clip here. A lot of my stuff is from TikTok.
We're gonna make a hot compost pile out of an existing pile. I'm using grass and wood chips as pretty much my bases. I'm mixing in the grass and the wood chips. I'm just trying something new. Learned that from Compostable Kate. Adding that in. Also about to add this grass and cardboard mix. Love watering that in nicely, and then boom, adding more grass on top.
And that is what I decided to go for the garden waste because we have a loamy for our regular compost. My boyfriend got these 4 chairs from his parents when they moved to South Carolina, and they're kind of rusty and silver. And because the outside of the house is going to be like a pink color eventually, the deck we're going to do dark brown. I wanted to do something that like brought that out. So first, we thought a hunter green would look really, really pretty. You will see that that was a fail. So then we decided to paint them gold, and they look so much better. And we're probably gonna get some fabric for the cushions as well. So my mom and I wanted to paint these chairs like a pretty hunter green because the deck is gonna be like chocolate with the railings being white and the house being pink. Somehow we got John Deere tractor green. So we picked up a bunch of gold spray paint, and we're gonna go with the original plan, which was to be a bronzy gold because this green is awful. The fence is in. I'm so excited. So now I can plant my wisteria. Somehow there was a miscommunication about the back fence and gate because there should be one more gate and a little bit more fence, but at least the front is done. Once the fence was put in, it really is like game time. I'm so excited because there's gonna be wildflowers all along the fence, and those are the things that I've been waiting to do. And I thought the fence was gonna be like the first thing to be put in, and it's kind of like the last thing. So I bought 2 American wisteria and 2 swamp roses. The wisteria is going to go on the arbor, and the swamp roses are going to go next to it, and then I'm going to do wildflowers on either side that are native to New England. And I sort of planned it out so it's symmetrical on each side, so both sides have the same wildflowers going out. After I planted the wisteria and swamp roses, I decided instead of tilling up the area where the grass is by the fence, I would just do a cardboard cover method. I've been saving a bunch of cardboard. Essentially what you do is you wet cardboard onto the grass or like on the ground, cover it with dirt, plant your seeds, cover that with dirt, and the cardboard would decompose while also killing the grass underneath for your seedlings to thrive. So I'm gonna try that method. Fingers crossed it works. So I spent a lot of money on these seeds. I still have a lot of seeds to plant, but I planted, after the wisteria and swamp roses, I planted wild lupine, I planted some bee balm, some goldenrod, oh, and primrose. So I planted those 4 on either side, split up the seeds. I hope they take. It'll be really disappointing if they don't, but at least I have the swamp roses. I did plant scarlet bee balm over towards the first gate by our driveway, but that was like a while ago and I don't know if it took. And I didn't do the cardboard cover method. I just put dirt on it. So maybe that was a waste, who knows, but we'll find out. That takes us to the end of this video. It's May 14th. So this is about 2 months progress. We built garden beds, we removed the Kentucky bluegrass and added the red fescue. Even though there's still a lot of bluegrass, I'm just gonna seed it in the spring and in the fall every year with red fescue, and hopefully between that and the wildflowers, it'll kill out the Kentucky bluegrass, and I'll pull it out as well. We do need to mow our lawn. I want to get like a little push mower because it's the Kentucky bluegrass is really tall, which is why I want to get rid of it, because fescue continues like downward. It doesn't go up. I thought a good place to stop this video would be the fence because it feels like something's complete. I didn't want you guys to just like end with like muddy garden beds and like really tiny little saplings. So I'm happy that we got to see the fence built, even though there's still another part of the fence that needs to be done. That's fine. That'll get done. A lot of my herb seeds, most of them in fact, did not take in the greenhouse. So I do want to buy some herb saplings or like herb seedlings, which is kind of annoying, a little bit of a waste of money, but it is what it is. They just didn't take. I had some cilantro and parsley that took, and that was about it. The next part of the garden renovation will be getting stepping stones, strawberries, the plants that I tried to grow from seed that did not work, and spend more money on plants to put in my garden beds. Hopefully painting the deck. We're breaking ground in the kitchen at the end of May, and they should be done at the end of June, so that will be good. And then we're moving in July, which is exciting. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I can't wait to show you guys the progress in the garden, and next vlog how tall all the plants are, and maybe even a harvest. It'll be so exciting. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. I know I typically do fashion content, but I have mentioned that like this is just the place of my life where I'm at right now. I'm doing less fashion-y things and I'm doing more home owner-y things, and I asked if you guys wanted to see it and I got really good feedback. So give this video a lot of love if you did like it, because it's quite long and I worked really hard on it. It's 2 months of progress, and let me know if you want me to continue doing home renovation vlogs and thrifting furniture and garden and all of that jazz. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for even more content from me, and give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. Subscribe to this channel because I post videos every Thursday. And with that, have a happy day. Bye.